game.
Cross country has a final week of preparation for the Region 9 meet. That'll be here on the CWC campus next weekend. Head coach Al Lara very excited for the home meet.
Having the meet, cross country regionals here on our campus excites me. We will have the home court advantage. I have a couple of guys that want to be regional champs, and I think that's even something more of an incentive for them to do this in front of their home crowd. It'll be us, Trinidad, and Southeast Nebraska. Gillette, unfortunately, is not with us anymore. It still is going to be exciting meet, and if all my boys are healthy, we definitely have a chance to win regionals. On the girls' side, I'm minus Melissa, our top runner. Unfortunately, she won't be running, but hopefully still have a good showing.
This has been your Rustler Report. See more on the website at rustlerathletics.com. Also catch the Rustler Minute every day throughout the week here on 88.1 FM. Stay with us as the pregame show rolls on. A visit with Coach Darshea Gallard is next on the Governor's Council for Impaired Driving pregame show.
Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by Edward Jones financial advisor Mick Pryor. Make sense of investing with a visit with Mick Pryor, located 1 block east of the Riverton Post Office. He provides retirement and investing advice including stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and CDs. It's never too early or too late to start planning your financial future. Appointments are available at 856-6116. Edward Jones and Mick Pryor, 856-6116.
Flu season is upon us, and protecting yourself is important for your family. Washing your hands for 20 seconds with soap and water is a good way to keep from getting the flu. Staying home if you're not feeling well or if you have a fever, and getting vaccinated is also very important. This announcement is from the staff of Wind River Family and Community Healthcare, because Wind River cares.
Good idea. Texting your friends to let them know you're going to be late. Bad idea. Being late because you were texting your friends while driving and crashed your car. Good idea. A nice hot cup of coffee. Bad idea. Spilling hot coffee in the car. Distracted driving is one of the leading causes of car crashes. So pay attention and just drive, because distracted driving is never a good idea. A message from WIDOT.
Back to the pregame show on Rustler Radio, brought to you by the Governor's Council on Impaired Driving, reminding you that buzz driving is drunk driving.
Back with our head coach, Darshea Gallard, and getting ready for Sheridan. But let's go back to last night. Your team's down 0-2, and then a switch flipped or something. What happened at that point? I mean, you crushed them in game 3 at their place, and then you did it down here. I mean, what was said? What was the difference? I know you changed the setter out in there. Talk about what the difference was last night.
Yeah, I just, I realized we got to make some changes, if you don't want things to stay the same. But I just told them, to leave it all out on the court. Like, this is our gym, our court. Just pretend it's practice, and put some new faces out there. And Aubrey Whatcott had an excellent game. Kalisha Sims had 22 kills. Burmy, she had 16 kills, and Grace had 14 kills with very low errors. So we only missed 5 serves and had 6 aces. So, the stats reflected what a winning team does, and the girls were able to implement their game at the highest level, and And
more importantly, I think, got a taste of adversity when they were up and still found a way to do it, instead of a team that you look at, that's 3-17 as I go home, here we go again. But they didn't. They stepped it up, and they won the game.
Yeah, and even the third set, we killed them. And the fourth set, that's normally where we struggle, and the girls stayed solid. I just said we just have to keep our lead. Even if we have 3, they have 2. If we have 4, they have 3. And they did. And the fifth set, we are actually a pretty strong team always with our fifth sets. So I'm so glad we were able to push through that fourth set too as well.
How does that affect your lineup today? Will you go with what you ended with yesterday then, or how does that affect what today's going to bring?
Right. That's what a good coach would do. I do have to think about some fatigue, and I do have a lot of players, and I have a lot of families here. So I want to win. So, I'm going to stick to the same lineup, and make some adjustments from there.
So now you got a team that's coming in on a long road trip. They got swept last night on the road at Western, and I think hopefully, the combination of confidence in your team and maybe the road weary team that you take another step towards locking up one of those regional seeds.
Yeah, I really hope the girls are still hungry, because it's not over and we can get more if they want more. Again, our focus is to play well together and to have fun, to be the loudest team on the court. Sheridan's a good, solid team. We took a step from them just like we did with Northwest, and we know that we can do it, but we have to come with our A game. So. You
mentioned fatigue. How is fatigue? How's injuries? Anything? Or is everybody, winning helps a lot of things, I think, too. So maybe nobody's as tired or as injured as maybe they thought they were, but everybody ready to go today?
I think so. They had some nice breaks this week. It really has showed in their game last night, and so hopefully they'll have some energy for today.
All right. Wish you the best of luck, and I'll let you say your signature ending.
Yeah, go Wrestlers.
That's our head coach, Darshea Gallard. Victorious over Northwest last night. They'll take on the Sheridan Generals here in just a bit. We'll give you the first serve and the starting lineups after this timeout. You're listening to Rustler Volleyball on Rustler Media.
This has been the Rustler Pregame Show, brought to you by the Governor's Council on Impaired Driving, reminding you that buzz driving is drunk driving. Coming up, it's game time, right after this.
Good idea. Texting your friends to let them know you're going to be late. Bad idea. Being late because you were texting your friends while driving and crashed your car. Good idea. A nice hot cup of coffee. Bad idea. Spilling hot coffee in the car. Distracted driving is one of the leading causes of car crashes. So pay attention and just drive, because distracted driving is never a good idea. A message from WYDOT.
Sponsorship of Rustler Volleyball on 88.1 comes from Denver Air Connection, offering daily flights from Riverton Regional Airport to Sheridan and on to Denver International in a 30-passenger jet. The flight features in-cabin service and TSA check-in is included at Riverton. Earn points and rewards with the Jump On Board program. Reservations and more information can be found at denverairconnection.com.
Rustler Volleyball on 88.1. John Gabrielson, Joel Kindle. This is the Buckle Up Pre-game show, Governor's Council for Impaired Driving, reminding you also that Drive Now, Text Later. The Sheridan Generals and Coach Jennifer Stadler coming in. They're 6-3 overall. They were in the second spot in the standings last night. They're 12-11 overall. They were beaten last night in 3 by Western Wyoming. Central comes in 4-17 overall, 2-7 in the conference, and it's almost night and day for this team. They were on the outside looking in at the regional tournament 24 hours ago, and now here they are with a 6 seed. I wouldn't say locked up because there's still 3 games left, but it looks a lot brighter for the Rustlers for postseason play.
But if you're a 6 seed, what you want to be is a 5th seed.
Right.
So
keep climbing.
And also, if you've got some momentum, we'll see what momentum really means to this team, as both teams will be tired in different shades of gray today, oddly enough. 2 of their last 3 games of the season are right here on the home court, and they protected it yesterday, and will try to do the same against the Sheridan Generals. What we'll look at from the Generals today and Coach Jennifer Stadler, Jody Gallagher, and again, much like Northwest, 4 players that are very close in kills. Gallagher 135, Carly Sorensen 134, Darcy Keisler at 128, and then Jensen. And what is Miss Jensen's? Michaela Jensen is 126. So, again, 4 very close in weapons that they have for kills. Well, that was great for the first couple of games yesterday for Northwest, but we'll see what happens. It just disappeared, but I'll tell you what happened yesterday too is their sets went away. Their passing game went away. When your passing goes away, then your sets go away as well.
I think the passing was as big as anything. On the other side, Sheridan has one of the best diggers in the conference. Well, the #1 digger in the conference right now, Hannah Lloyd at 453. She leads Region 9 right now, Hannah Lloyd of the Sheridan Lady Generals. Jody Gallagher leads them in blocks with 67. And Brishana Kelly, their setter, 4th in the region in assists. And then Aces, Cale Bowman, is she's the leader there with 20 on the season for the Lady Generals. So that's what you're looking at from the visitors, dressed in gray, white, and blue from Sheridan College.
Don't list their heights, but Lloyd is a very short player out there. Their libero.
Cowboys have scored. Utah State now 24-13, PAT pending on that.
That's a touchdown for Wyoming, which has been a bit of a rarity lately.
Yeah, that hasn't happened in a while for the Cowboys. On the other side, looking at Kalisha Sims yesterday, 22 digs on the official side. I had her for 20, and Coach Darshea statting the game had her for 22 in a tremendous game yesterday for Kalisha Sims.
A lot of players you could have put a star on their name yesterday.
Yeah, Riley Burmester 13 and Grace Gregory 13 kills yesterday.
I thought Robinson was huge in the back row. And May came on. I mean, it's a nice team effort win.
They didn't block well in the first 2 games and then ended up with 6
block at all in the first 2 games.
Pretty much. And then in the games 3, 4, and 5 ended up with 7 blocks out of those 3. Right there. We're going to have our national anthem sung for the home crowd here today. It is not sophomore night, as maybe was indicated in a publication around town. Sophomore night will be coming up on Friday when the Rustlers host Casper College at 7 o'clock a week from yesterday, as we're here on a Saturday afternoon. It is 3 o'clock at KCWC FM Riverton. John Gabrielson, Joel Kindle courtside. Amanda Nikoloff's new media class is keeping you with the sights and sounds. I see Jane McDonald and Morgan Vanetti high above the gym on cameras, and we'll let you know who's in the control room here in just a bit. Again, we will have the national anthem sung here in just a few seconds.
You know, if they had an old media class, I'd take it.
Not a new media class. You like the old media class?
Warm up them tubes.
We'll step aside. This has been your Governor's Council for Impaired Driving pregame show, and we'll be back after this quick break. You are tuned to Rustler Volleyball on Rustler Media.
Football players without shoulder pads and helmets are like you in a vehicle without your seatbelt. I'm Craig Bull, coach of the Wyoming Cowboys. Safety equipment is important on the football field as well as every time you climb behind the wheel of your vehicle. Safety equipment helps prevent serious injuries in football. The big hits delivered on you during a crash will be minimized when you wear your seatbelt. We want you to be safe. Buckle up for your family, every trip, every time, and go Pokes. This message is from the Wyoming Seatbelt Coalition.
Rustler Athletics is supported by Bott Monument, applying a relentless passion for excellence to honor special people in special ways. Bott Monument, part of the Wyoming community since 1875 on West Main in Riverton, and online at bottmonument.com. Proud to support Rustler Sports on 88.1.
When you went car shopping, you meant business. You aced vehicle history searches and test drives. You out-salesmaned the salesman. Now you've got your wheels. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you'll have the info you need to get more for your future. Go to aceyourretirement.org, because when it comes to speeding past financial challenges, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Sports on Rustler Radio is brought to you in part by Fremont Therapy Group. They've partnered with Lander and CWC to protect the health of student athletes. For the past 20 years, Fremont Therapy Group has been volunteering their time and resources on the sidelines of Lander sports to help keep student athletes safe and healthy. They also teach classes to help students learn more about the field of athletic training. A proud partner of CWC Athletics is the Fremont Therapy Group, Riverton and Lander. More can be found at fremonttherapygroup.com or on Facebook at Fremont Therapy Group.
Hannah Lloyd, the libero that I spoke of earlier, at 453 digs, leads Region 9. She wears the yellow jersey for the Sheridan Lady Generals. And we didn't mention this in the pregame show, but little hometown flavor in Taylin Thompson, number 17. She'll be the last one introduced. She is a Riverton High School graduate and teammate of Skylar Smith, who is on the other side, obviously, unfortunately injured for CWC. But last night, Tammy Maddock in town from Shoshone. Great crowd from Shoshone cheering her on, and a lot of friends and family for Taylin Thompson, who gets the L right there as she is introduced.
And whose sister played for CWC as well the previous 2 years.
And aunt coached for about 10 years in Tiffany Stauffenberg.
Who is in the house today.
Maddie May being introduced first. Shayna Solon. Naz Shaheen from Izmir, Turkey. Tamara Lukic is injured, and she's on the sidelines with the ACL injury. Kamiri Robison, a 5'7" freshman from Richfield, Utah. Riley Burmester, a 5'10" sophomore from Star Valley. Taylor Hodges from Hazleton, Utah. Mackenzie Mackey McDonald, a 6-foot freshman from Colorado Springs. Courtney Curtis from Tremont, Utah. Riley Hatterley, the setter from Star Valley. Grace Gregory from Kimmer. They mentioned Skylar Smith, as I said, she's on the sidelines. Aubrey Watcott, the setter who came in last night from Clinton, Utah. Alex Vena out of Alamogordo, New Mexico. Kalisha Sims with the 22 kills last night. And Carly Connor, the 6'3" freshman from Prince George, British Columbia, head coached by Darshea Gallard, assisted by Jennifer Kellner. And
here's the handshake, Miss Q.
Yeah, and giving her team a high five as Jennifer Stadler waits her at the midcourt stripe. And Jennifer will have to go get her once again.
I think she's batting below the Mendoza line, as they say, as far as handshakes.
We are getting ready for Central versus Sheridan. Region 9 volleyball. Central with a win last night, a 3-2 set over Northwest College. And Sheridan went on the road, a long road trip from Sheridan to Rock Springs, and they were swept by the Mustangs at Western Wyoming College. Referees going through their last bits of lineup. Shayna Solon, Kalisha Sims, Riley Burmester for Central, along with Maddie May, Kamiri Robison, and Aubrey Watcott.
You know, one thing I've noticed, John, as we've gone through the season so far, the teams are not as tall as they've been, you know, generally in Region 9 North, as we've seen in years past.
Jody Gallagher, number 14, right in the middle of the court for Sheridan. She is their leading killer at 135, but right behind her is Carly Sorensen at 134. Sorensen wearing number 2. Serving is Brishana Kelly. Kalisha Sims going to pick up right where she left off last night as she'll hammer the first one down.
I don't know if you noticed in the introduction of teams, Sheridan College looked somewhat nonplussed as they were going through their lineup, if you notice. It's a little bounce in the step for CWC, but perhaps what happened last night for both teams.
Grace Gregory quickly into the lineup as Riley Burmester will serve with a 1-0 Central lead. Kelly sets middle. Gallagher, she'll be stuff blocked by Shayna Solon. And Central, as I said, picking up right where they left off last night.
You know, Sheridan was a team that was like Western kind of last year that got hot at the end of the year and played for the championship in the tournament.
Ended up in the finals. Back set from Kelly, through the block and connect for Carly Sorensen. And she'll tally her first kill. Those kill stats, by the way, were prior to last night's match at Western. Tana Sellers, a sophomore from Eden, Idaho, checking into the ball game. Little hop serve coming up that Riley will gather in. Aubrey Watcott back to Kalisha. She'll find it down the line and collect her second kill of the afternoon.
Boy, if that was where she aimed, that was great placement.
Welcome those of you watching on RustlerAthletics.com as Kamiri Robison will serve. Lloyd gets a hand on it. 10-foot line sent over by Cale Bowman. Hammered down by Carly Connor.
You know, a lot of Robison serves, it doesn't look like it ends up being a free ball from the other side. They do have a hard time adjusting with that little bit, I think, topspin she's got on it.
Third best ace server in Region 9, Kamiri Robison, and she'll drive another one that they'll almost overpass. Tapped, but there is Kalisha. Outside they'll go to Gregory, dug by Lloyd to the near side. Touched, and they'll call Central in the net. 4-2 the score now. 3 of Central's 4 points coming via the kill. And serving will be Jody Gallagher, a freshman out of Brighton, Colorado. Neither team yesterday, Northwest nor Sheridan, putting heights on their program.
I told you they're not very tall. They're so tall we can't even find them.
Burmester goes deep corner, dug up nicely by Sellers. Left hand hammer off the ceiling, Burmester, and then Watcott will bring it back. That was a great shot by Taya Ray with the left hand, but nicely dug by Central. And then fighting through the block to tally the kill is Sage Jones, a freshman out of Worland.
Also a great recovery by Burmeister as it hit the roof with some force, and she had to react in a hurry as to where the trajectory might be coming down.
Came off a different angle, didn't it?
They're playing at Kansas State.
Watcott outside, Gregory blocked. Sage Jones a part of that block party. And we're tied at 4s with Gallagher serving. Central is out to a 4-1 lead early. Wild serve as it kind of drifted, and Sims from the back row will send it over. Back set, left hand off of Watcott. Nice left hand by Taya Ray. She has hammered a couple of those so far. They'll instead tip. Carly goes deep with it, brought back to the outside, blocked by Central, but the kill tallied by Bowman.
One thing CWC has not had through the years is left-handers, have you noticed?
Although Burmester with the left hand 2 or 3 times last night, but not a left-hander.
She looks somewhat more awkward with it, obviously, but she can be effective with it.
Nice tough serve. Robinson overpass will send it in 1. Near side, blocked by Carly Connor, and Central will tie it up. Or will they not?
I don't get how that was.
I thought it was in on top of everything, but they're not going to say that.
I thought I was looking for the other official to maybe overrule, but nothing there either.
He shrugged his shoulders. Now Connor, that one's no doubt. As Carly Connor will pound it down. Instead of being tied, Central was down 2. Now they're back within 1.
Would have had enough of your anti-Canadian sentiment.
Prince George, British Columbian. 6'5", Kalisha Sims to serve. Back set to the left hand of Ray, dug by Kalisha in the back row. Back row attempt, Burmester. Lloyd is there in the back row. That one's going to be a joust at the net, won by Grace Gregory.
I think the joust at the net typically favors the defending team, because you're naturally facing it.
Right, and the team on offense has to scramble basically to get to it. Tied at 6s, set middle. Jones dug in the back row attempt Gregory, little roll shot, brought back up by Kelly. Cross court, dug by Robinson at the net, they'll battle for it. Carly Connor might have got away with a little bit of a carry there, nothing called. Ray with a left hand, dig off the rafters by Watcott, and it will go down, and a Sheridan point.
And that's the speed of, like I said, like the one before where it hit the ceiling so fast, the rafter even faster.
Into serve comes Mackenzie Barnett, a sophomore out of Douglas. 7 Wyoming players on this Sheridan roster,
and
by
not
the
a
way.
single foreign player either.
Watcott to Carly Connor. She'll kind of forehand it tennis style over the block, and Burmester got a piece of it, punched by Kalisha, and it won't make it, and it's 8-6 Sheridan.
Well, they almost pulled it off, kind of a ragged, return, but they almost got it back over.
Barnett still serving. 5 Coloradans actually on the team as Gregory pounds one down cross court.
Well, no Utah players either. That's somewhat rare in Region 9. No foreign nor Utah.
First kill of the afternoon by Grace Gregory brings him to within 1, and Maddie May back into the ball game to serve. Riverton High School playing right now against Cody. That should be wrapping up by now, if not over by now. And powering through the block is Bowman, her second kill, the Loveland Coloradan.
A couple of pretty good players matching up in that high school between Powell and Riverton.
Yeah, Paige Powell and...
Or Cody, I should add. Riverton, that is Paige Powell.
But her name is Powell, yeah. Paige Powell and Nia Chimay.
Formerly of Encampment.
Two both promised to the University of Wyoming, one in basketball, one in volleyball.
As is the outstanding player Bradshaw from Lyman.
9-7 outside Burmester, down by 2, goes down the line and out. And now it's 10-7. That's been the biggest lead since Central was up 4-1.
Neither team using a timeout as of yet, but one could be in the offing.
Serving is Tana Heath from Windsor, Colorado. Watcott to Connor, too low, but Connor gets it poked over. And they'll free ball it back over on a hit from Jensen. Back row, Kalisha. That one's too far and out. And it's a 4-point lead. And here comes that timeout Joel was speaking of a moment ago. As we are at 11-7 Sheridan in the best 3 out of 5 here from Rustler Gym. Central Volleyball, what are you going to say?
If you would have said 7-11, I would have had this urge for a Slurpee, I think.
Yeah. Central Volleyball on the road Thursday to Western Wyoming. They'll be in Rock Springs Thursday. And then finish up the regular season Friday of next week, hosting the Casper Thunderbirds and one of our favorite coaches to talk to, Angel Sharman. They will be in town, as well as Adrian McNamee, former Riverton High School varsity coach, now an assistant for Angel.
After a game if she's winning, not so much if she hasn't won.
Rodeo and golf, they're off this weekend. Women's basketball played yesterday in Salt Lake. The men are playing in Salt Lake today. And cross country is off today as they get ready for, there's our women's basketball coach right there. Lindsey Fearing just walked behind us, giving me a high five upside the back of the head. But
a lot of people would like to.
Yeah, much harder than she did, in fact. And again, we have named a soccer coach. Brooks Paskett will be our men's and women's soccer coach at Central. That will begin games next fall. So brush up on your soccer play-by-play, Mr. Kindle, as I believe we'll be.
We got to get volleyball figured out first.
I don't know if that's ever going to happen, because we've been doing this a long time, and I still am at this point. So 11-7 Sheridan the lead. Touches the top of the tape, does that. Watcott campfire, but no camping by Sheridan on the other side. They were ready to go. Watcott didn't serve it very high. She got called for a double anyway, as she needed to get that a little higher on the outside to Burmester anyway, and it's 12-7 now.
And that's the non-point coming out of the turn, coming out of the timeout that you don't want to see.
Still serving Heath. Tough serve. Maddie May gets the first piece of it. Outside Burmester, top of the block will come up in the air. Barnett setting now, and that one goes deep and out by Michaela Jensen. They wanted a touch, not going to get it, and it's 12-8.
Actually, these coaches both in their second year are probably a couple of the longer tenured coaches in our region. Of course, you've got LCCC there, I'm sure is probably their dominator.
That ball hits the tape and then down. Central gets the point. If it was 4, it would still be this way. They spiked the ball. It's this way.
I do hear you, John.
Yeah. They were saying it was 4 hits, and it was, but it was...
Stadler was just smiling about it, by the way, down there.
Against... 12-9. Oh, Sarah's responsible for hiring the officials. Nice kick save by Sage Jones, but then they'll send it deep. Boy, Sage Jones, very smart play to use her foot to pancake that ball, but it doesn't go well for him after that as they hit it out of bounds. Obviously tongue-in-cheek about hiring our great officials that traveled pretty good distances as Shayna Solon. And in the net is Sheridan, and that's going to bring it to a 1-point game, 12-11.
You didn't get the point out of the timeout, but you got pretty much every point since.
Right. 12-11 now. Central trails by 1, still serving Carly Connor. Skims the top of the net. Heath is there. Third opportunity, he called a double on Sorensen in the back row, tried to set it over.
I didn't see that, but
tied at 12s, and I don't hardly ever see those because it's going to be really obvious for my eye, non-volleyball eyes
shot.
to
You
see
very rarely see it when she's, going above, not, going up with it.
Connor's serve is deep and out. First service error by either team today. And Carly will come out as Kamiri Robinson will come into the back row wearing that libero jersey, the white as opposed to the charcoal gray of the rest of the Rustlers today.
Or the pink of yesterday for her.
And the pink of yesterday is right. Watcott back set Solon. That one's a little awkward, but she'll get it. Overpass. Watcott drills it. Aubrey Woodcott, her first kill of the afternoon, and ties us again, this time at 13 apiece. Aubrey serving, floater. Sorensen, they'll back set, blocks by Solon and Burmester. Bring it this side, Sorensen, dug by Kamiri in the back row. Up to the net, Burmester blocked, it goes back into her face, and they'll count the block for Michaela Jensen. Boy, quick reactions by Riley. That ball bounced right off the block and right in her face, but she had the presence of mind to try to pop that back up.
Talking about that yesterday on that dig, how, not that you make the great play, but, instant up.
Jump serve coming, 14-13. Woodcott goes deep corner, but it's out. Great idea, just missed the placement just a skosh. I see some Riverton Wolverine players and fans moving in now. As I've yet to see the Riverton product, Taylin Thompson, on the court. It is senior night at Riverton High, however, as Kalisha Sims gets her third kill. And here comes Grace Gregory. Only one senior on the Riverton roster this year, Carly Flanagan. Their one senior honored today.
Setter.
Prior to the match, yep. 15-14, Central down by one. Riley Burmester serving. Lloyd is the receiver. Out to the outside, Taya Ray is blocked, and down it goes.
I'm amazed that Lloyd got there, did go down, but wow, Lloyd came from a long ways away to at least make a play on that ball for Sheridan.
15 apiece now. Very tight first game. Ball shanked by Heath. Lloyd brings it up, and a great effort, but they're not going to get it over.
Remember a couple years ago, Gillette was going to be bringing on volleyball, but things kind of changed, I guess, across the state, I think, with monies, etc., and that got put into mothballs for a while.
Well, and it got worse for them as they then had to disband and eliminate their cross-country program last year.
Maybe that's #1 in the state.
That's right. Set middles. Gallagher will fire one through the block, and that will score.
But I think part of the trickle down of that, you're seeing Sheridan College getting some of these Gillette athletes, playing volleyball, including Lloyd.
Remember, Coach Stadler had the libero of the year a couple of years ago when regionals was here.
She was a very effective weapon, a taller libero.
Set middle, Gallagher tapped it over. Woodcott hits it first, so Kamiri's going to set Grace Gregory, and that ball sails out. And it's 17-16, Sheridan back out in front.
This has been a back and forth one, hasn't it?
Very tight first contest. Send deep, Kamiri, Aubrey, set back, Kalisha. Another kill by Kalisha, 4 kills on the afternoon, 26 kills on the weekend so far for Kalisha Sims, and we've still got more volleyball to play, tied at 17s in game 1. Set middle, Gallagher goes deep corner, but there is Burmester. Outside Gregory, Lloyd is there, but sends it wide, and Gregory with another kill, her second.
And the lead flips again.
18-17, Central out in front.
You want to make sure it flips when it's at 25.
Yeah,
that's key there.
24, 26-ish. Good tough serve, and Gallagher will fire it into the bottom of the net. She just mistimed that, did the Brighton Coloradan, and we'll get a timeout on the floor. Very close, very tight, very long. Game number 1, 19-17 Central here in game number 1. I about said a minute left as I look at the clock ticking down the timer. Central basketball will be at home. It'll be a while yet.
So I was going to say,
the women much more longer than the men, as I believe the women have only 1 game in November and maybe 2 in December at home. And then the men's team has, my website's not wanting to load. Well, there it is right there, actually.
It's been a big year for Wyoming volleyball, actually, at the university. They've had a very competitive team this year. lost, I think, their last one on the road, but they've been battling for first place in the Mountain West much of the season. BYU still the #1 team in the country in volleyball, one of 2 undefeateds left.
November 1st, 2 very good basketball teams coming into Rustler Gym. Western Nebraska and the national runners-up.
We may not be here, possibly.
No, that's true, with Region 9 volleyball tournament going on there. Left hand, Taya Ray, is it in? No, it's out. Ray can't believe it. She thought it was in. The lefty. Now the near side line judge says, raises that flag, says out. 2017 Central. And now it's 21-17 as Kamiri Robinson, again the 3rd best acer in the conference, tallies another one.
And adding, as you said, adding to that total.
And a 4-point lead now with 4 to go. And she'll crank on another one. Taya Ray goes cross court. Watcott digs that one. Carly with a joust with Sorensen at the net. It's going to be brought back over by Sheridan. Central with it now. Watcott to Carly Connor. Dug by Lloyd. Overpass. And then Carly watches it fall just in front of her on this side of the net. And Sheridan will get it back.
I just kind of whiffed on it there. I think she expected the joust that never really came is what I think happened.
And here comes Sorensen to serve. Jody Gallagher to serve. Back set, Kalisha. Nice dig by Gallagher. Back to the near side, blocked partially by Kalisha and Carly. They'll bring it back. Taya Ray brings it back with a left hand. Outside to Kalisha again, cross court. Nice dig that time by Sellers, and then will not be played by Sheridan.
I think they expected the roof, I think.
And 22-18, Central by 4 with 3 to go. Kelly outside. I don't think that one's in anyway. I don't know if they were going to call 4 or not, but they'll give Carly Connor the block. 23-18, Central on the brink of taking game 1 from the Sheridan Generals. 2nd place team in the conference entering the weekend. Taya Ray, cross court, Watcott, and that ball hits right in front of us. Taya Ray, nice angle on that one. The Park City Montanan might be familiar with Shelby Brandstetter, our women's basketball player from Park City.
You know, we've had more balls come our direction the last 2 days than we've had most of our career here.
That's why we all have lids on our drinks except for Sarah over here.
Or Kyle Johnson if he's here right somehow.
Carly Connor puts one through the block to tally, and it's game point Rustlers. Maddie May coming in to serve as Grace Gregory will exit. Fans on their feet as Central with game point at 24-19. Maddie May serving out. Saw that when it left her hand that was not going to be played as that one rocketed out of here. Serving is Taya.
The center fielder just looked up and watched it sail.
Exactly. Tana Heath, a freshman from Windsor, Colorado. How about this? Cowboys have kicked a field goal. They're within a possession now, 24-16. And that is 4th quarter. Carly Connor, and they'll call Sheridan in the net, and Central has won game 1. (25-20), game 1 Central. How about this? Central has won 4 games in a row, where now Sheridan has lost 4 games in a row. 1-0 C-Dub out in front here at Rustler Gym. Stay with us. Game 2 is on the way. You're tuned to Rustler Volleyball on 88.1.
Programming on Rustler Radio is brought to you by the Stock Doc. October is Adopt a Shelter Dog Month, and the Riverton Animal Adoption Center needs your help. October is also Flip the Lip Month. Regular dental care can add years to the life of your pet. The Stock Doc is looking forward to their annual costume contest. This year, their team is dressing up as Wild West heroes and villains, so mosey on down to their party on Halloween. The Stock Doc on Riverview and online at rivertonvet.com. On call 24/7, 365 days a year.
Support of student radio at CWC comes in part from the Barry Cinemas. They are the movie theaters, the Acme, Gem, and Grand in Riverton and Lander. This week's movies are, at the Acme, it's Peppermint. At the Gem, they are showing The House with a Clock and Its Walls, Smallfoot, The Nun, and Mile 22. And at the Grand Theater in Lander, they are
Volleyball on Rustler Radio is brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Fine Jewelry on Main in downtown Riverton. They feature a state-of-the-art jewelry repair shop and custom design. They also turn broken treasures into something new and exciting. Use your old gems and gold to create new pieces of jewelry. They are home of the sterling silver bucking horse and rider necklace. A gift from the Golden Buffalo is an easy stuffed block at the net in downtown Riverton or online at thegoldenbuffalo.com.
Support of student radio at CWC comes in part from the Barry Cinemas. They're the movie theaters, the Acme, Gem, and Grand Theaters in Riverton and Lander. This week's movies are: at the Acme, it's Halloween. At the Gem, they're showing First Man, Goosebumps 2, Venom, and Smallfoot. At the Grand Theater in Lander, they're showing Venom. Information about reserved seat tickets, showtimes, ratings, trailers, and descriptions can be found at barrycinemas.com.
Are we going to have to get the training staff over to check you out? Joel Kindle getting injured in the play in that game one that Central comes away with a 25-20 victory.
No need. I think it's going to be fatal.
Fatal? All right. Can I have your CD collection?
Just get the giant spatula ready.
Game one to Central, 25-20, 4 kills apiece. Kalisha Sims, Carly Connor. On the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 7 kills for Sheridan in the first, 11 in the first set for Central. As C-Dub will send out Shayna Solon, Kalisha Sims, Aubrey Whatcott, Maddie May, Carly Connor, and Riley Burmester. Kamiri Robinson will check in. Hannah Lloyd, the libero, checks in immediately for Michaela Jensen for the Sheridan Lady Generals.
I thought Lloyd might be off that state championship team. Wasn't Gillette that won it last year? But she would have been the year before, so after that I may be wrong anyhow. But
Aubrey Whatcott will serve. Central with a 1-0 lead here. Kelly will send it out and then free balled over by Bowman. Whatcott sends it back corner. Kelly gets the first hit, so somebody else is going to have to set. Ray with a left hand is out.
That kind of a lack of communication because the libero was there, Lloyd, to make that play, and by doing that, you've altered your in-system.
Brishana Kelly out of Natrona County High School in Casper. Tough serve as an ace by Aubrey Whatcott. Second ace serve of the ball game for C-Dub of the evening, I guess, or the afternoon, the day, October 20th. However you want to go, your classifications. Kelly, good job to get underneath that, but didn't set it high enough, and sending it out was Bowman.
I don't think Bowman expected the ball. It's kind of indecisive there when she hit it.
And it's 3-0 Central. Whatcott right at Lloyd, who stepped in front of the person. Gallagher goes cross court and out. Was there any touches? Line judges say niet, and it's 4-0.
One of the Sheridan players getting a piggyback ride for a while on the bench from a teammate there.
Shanked a bit, but Kalisha on the outside. Through the block of Gallagher. Kalisha Sims, 5 kills.
And a 5-0 lead early second game.
5-0 the score. Aubrey Whatcott has served them all. Back row attempt coming up, and sailing it long was Carly Sorensen, and Jen Stadler says we're going to see a substitution in this, and Shaylin McCutcheon from Hawaii is going to check into the ball game.
The way she looked at her bench was anybody but who's out there.
6-0 Central. Taya Ray with a left hand, dug by Burmester. Whatcott comes and gets the second hit. Riley goes cross court. Nice dig by Bowman. The Hawaiian McCutcheon got a piece of that one. Whatcott tries to set it backwards. Nice play by Kamiri Robinson to be there. And then deep, but Lloyd is there. Kelly back sets it to Ray. That one's in. Taya Ray will pick up her first, the Park City, Montana product. The sophomore gets her second kill of the night, her first of this set. 6-1, Central staking themselves to an early 5-point lead. Tana Sellers from Eden, Idaho to serve it up. Set middle, Kalisha, do they get a touch? Everybody on Central, yeah, the back judge back here says touch, and Kalisha will get the kill. 3 out of the 4 line judges said no touch, and the 4th one on the back side says, I saw it, 7-1. I thought there was some touchage in there as well.
Some of those new words you can use in Scrabble this year they talked about.
Touchage. How about Taya Ray touching that one hard for her second kill?
Yeah, no touches on the other side after she delivered that one.
3rd kill by Taya. And here comes Gallagher to serve now. 7-2, Central out in front by 5. It's different how a 5-point lead at different places in the game is different, and then they're going to call Sheridan in the net. They're going to get McCutcheon in the net, 8-2. A 6-point lead at 8-2 doesn't mean as much as an 18-12 6-point lead.
Or a 25-19.
There you go.
I had to figure that out in my head, what 6 of 25 was momentarily there to get that.
I wondered
across.
That's why it was unlacing the shoes there. Lloyd's going to send it over, free ball. Whatcott sets middle, Carly, nice play, and in the net anyway was Sheridan. Carly Connor, her 5th kill. I'm going to give it to her. I'm a generous stat keeper.
That was a quick set. We don't see a lot of those out of CWC, but a quick set there.
9-2 Central. Kamiri Robinson, tough serve.
She's been ripping off some tough serves.
Taya Ray, and Central was in the net anyway, and I'm going to give Taya a kill because I gave Carly one on the same play a moment ago. 3 kills, all 3 points coming from Taya Ray's left hand, and she's going to come out of the ball game, and going into serve will be Tana Heath.
If they're in the net, you subtract it from their kills, correct?
What's that?
If they're in the net, you subtract it from their kills, correct, later on?
Maybe.
Okay.
No, I'm actually just a pretty nice, generous statistician all the way around because my stats mean absolutely nothing. Kalisha on the outside, 7 kills. Kalisha Sims, 1 away from 30 on the weekend.
Your stats with Dusty Daniels did mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah, because he wasn't supposed to foul out of that game a long time ago.
On the bench.
Outside, blocked by Central, but getting that ball to go through was Cale Bowman. 3 kills for Bowman. And into the front row, Shaylin McCutcheon back in. And Bowman to serve, down 10-4, down a game, 1-0. Whatcott, back set Connor. Blocked, but through the block and down the front side of McCutcheon and Jensen, and Carly Connor with 6 kills. Maddie May in to serve, Grace Gregory to the pine. A 7-point Rustler lead. Maddie May. Free ball by Lloyd, back over to Central. Whatcott, back row attempt, Kalisha, far corner is out, and it's 11-5.
You know, Sheridan got the point there, but they are having trouble with the return of service right now because look at where those third hits seem to keep coming from.
Yeah, nowhere really near the kill zone, if you will. Lloyd, short serve. Burmester gonna get it back. Riley, right in front of Gallagher, down the net. Burmester the kill. And strangely enough, that is the first kill that I have for Riley Burmester. Michaela Jensen
will not be the last.
No, but Michaela Jensen being attended to by the training staff at Central for a hand injury, it looks like. Poked into the air by Burmester. Riley with a left hand. Bowman got a first piece of it. Punched in the air by Whatcott on the Central side and then sent over into the campfire by Burmester. Overpass, but a good block by Kelly. And Central has it back. Middle, Solon, tap, blocked by Gallagher, brought back over. Gallagher sends it long, and Central scores the point.
Oh, a well-contested point. The team that probably should have got the point didn't get the point.
Coach Stadler wants a timeout. It's 13-5 Central. Out in front. We'll take a break, come back. Central up 1-0. They lead 13-5 here in game number 2.
There will be a free spay and neuter clinic for pets of all enrolled members of the Wind River Reservation. It will be October 19th and 20th at the Arapahoe School Gym. Bring your pet in a carrier and don't feed them the morning of their surgery. The clinic will be from 8:30 in the morning to 6 p.m. both days, and services will be provided on a first-come, first-served basis. Vaccines will be available for $5 each. The free spay and neuter clinic, October 19th to 20th at the Arapahoe School. If you need more information, go to animaladoptioncenter.org. This is a free service to enrolled tribal members only.
That clinic going on until 6 o'clock today at the Arapahoe School. 13-5 Central putting on a clinic here of their own in game number 2. Out in front. They won game 1, did Central, 25-20. Carly Connor serving with an 8-point advantage, up 1 game to none. Carly with 6 kills. Kalisha Sims has 7. Nice serve by Carly. Lloyd brings it up, but again, that third hit's going to come from 15, 18 foot back. Whatcott, second hit, sends it down. Lloyd's going to have to free ball it over. Aubrey Whatcott setting middle. Burmester touched, blocked up into the air. Whatcott taps it deep and in. Second kill for Aubrey.
Sensing a little frustration out of Sheridan College right now.
The 5'10 freshman from Clinton, Utah, has come in as the setter yesterday and kind of flipped the switch for the Rustlers a little bit, and Central out to a 9-point lead here in game 2.
That's a taller setter than CWC has normally had.
And that was an ace right into the campfire, and we're going to see Taylin Thompson check into the ball game. And you hear the Rustler Wolverine fans as Taylin checks into the ball game.
Not as loud as the Maddock fans of yesterday, however.
There's a few more of the Maddock fans.
They were. Since they're downtown, they've been torn down. They were all over here.
Connor deep serve right at Taylin.
Probably would have been out.
Outside McCutcheon down the front of the net on the block by Solon and Whatcott. McCutcheon will get the tally as the Hawaiian gets her first kill, and it makes it 15-6. And after that, Taylin Thompson quickly out. She brought in to break the serve, and that was effective, and that's what happened, and now she's out of there. Serving. Kelly, boy, that was awkward by Riley. Even awkward, more awkward on the second hit. Kelly contorts her body in the air, but in the net was Gallagher, and they caught her.
On the follow through.
16-6 Central. Her wrist just touching that net. She's going to come out now as Sage Jones will come in. 10-point Rustler lead in game 2 as Aubrey Whatcott serves. Kelly to the outside, Teare off the top of a block. Dug in the back row by May. Whatcott sets middle, Solon, campfire. Nice pancake by Kelly and brought back over by Sheridan. Back set, Kalisha Sims, Lloyd overpass at the net. Solon dumps it down. Shayna Solon, the freshman from Kadoka, South Dakota. And the fans rise as another timeout by Sheridan, down by 11 now, 17-6. And interesting here is Coach Stadler doesn't even go into the timeout with her team.
The wheels coming off that the General's Conestoga at this point.
Quick timeout on the way. I'd like to thank Gales Carpet One for their sponsorship of Rustler Radio and 88.1.
Gales Carpet One Riverton is a proud supporter of our community and Rustler Radio. Home improvement projects change rapidly. Gales Carpet One is on it with new fibers for carpet, waterproof flooring, and tile. They are located on Main Street in downtown Riverton or on Facebook. They also have a website at galescarpet1riverton.com.
Sponsorship of Rustler Volleyball on 88.1 comes from Denver Air Connection, offering daily flights from Riverton Regional Airport to Sheridan and on to Denver International in a 30-passenger jet. The flight features in-cabin service and TSA check-in is included at Riverton. Earn points and rewards with the Jump On Board program. Reservations and more information can be found at denverairconnection.com.
Aubrey Whatcott serving with an 11-point Rustler lead. Lloyd receives it. Kelly, back set. Cross court is in by Shaylin McCutcheon. And that is her second kill, and out she will go now as Tana Sellers will come in to serve. 10-point Rustler lead with 8 points left to play. Sellers serves middle, that's an ace. That'll help bring you back into some kind of sorts if you can keep that up.
Got a pretty good wall to climb here.
Yeah, down 17-8 for sure. Sellers.
We do have a climbing wall in this building, however.
Kalisha Sims past Sellers. Kalisha with 8 kills. 18-8 Central by 10. Gregory back in from Maddie May on the front line, back line exchange. Maddie play in the back, Grace play in the front.
Well, the substitution patterns changed dramatically since the first 2 games of yesterday for CWC.
Yes, it has, as Burmester serving. They'll back set Taya Ray. Touched block at the net by Central. Whatcott sets middle Solon. And she just, I'm not sure if the set wasn't where she wanted it or the timing wasn't there, but she'll put it into the bottom of the net. And it will send it back to Sheridan as Michaela Jensen comes back in for the libero, Hannah Lloyd. Serving Sage Jones. Central from the back row will get an attempt. They'll back set Taya Ray. She's been their hot hand for Sheridan. To the outside, Kalisha and Whatcott run into each other. Kelly serves middle. That one will be nicely dug up in the back row by Robinson, and then she'll get a roll shot from the back row. At the net, that's not going to happen as that set nowhere near where Taya Ray needed it. And it's 19-9 Central now.
Interesting, too, with their lineup. Remember, Robinson was their libero when the year started, and she hadn't been for quite a while. Now she's back to that.
Carly Connor back into the front row for Shayna Solon. 19-9, nice serve by Kamiri, touches the top of the tape. Awkward regather for Bowman, but she had to do it that way. And then Carly Connor fires one off the block, and she's got 7 kills. 20-9 Central. They've been taking care of business their last 5 frames of volleyball.
We could be hosting that tournament.
I think that's still not going to happen. I'm pretty sure it's not on the rotation. Carly with a left-hand chicken wing brings that back over. Back set Ray away from the net, dug by Whatcott. Kamiri comes in as the second hit. Kalisha down the middle and in. Kalisha Sims, 9 kills. 31 for the weekend for Kalisha.
Well, we don't keep track of heights, but that is a very short back row right now for Sheridan. You're not going to get a back row hit out of that group, I don't believe.
Tough serve again by Robinson. Setting Ray, taps it over. Carly Connor gets it. Next near side, Grace ahead of the block. Poked back up in the air by Lloyd. Nice play by Hannah Lloyd. And then down the line, but Central was in the net anyway.
Lloyd saved that point for them.
Yes, she did, and you can see why she's the #1 digger in the region. She did a great job on that one. Taylin Thompson will return to the lineup, and Tay will serve. Burmester receives outside Gregory away from the net. Lloyd comes and snares that one on the intercept. Burmester down the line, digs. Whatcott can't fire. Great pancake by Lloyd. And then Central can't return the favor. Boy, Hannah Lloyd saving a couple of big points for her Lady Generals with back-to-back digs.
You know, I do appreciate that in a game where you're getting basically blown apart.
And yeah, and she is putting it all out there. It's still a 10-point game. Darshea Gallard calls a timeout. And we're going to keep it here. Mention to you that CWC men's basketball has 3 games at home in the month of November, and they come in a 7-day span. Western Nebraska, they were Region 9 champions last year, were they not? And then College of Southern Idaho, who I think was the national runner-up, and Coach Schmidt talking about an NBA caliber prospect on that CSI team coming into Rustler Gym on November. It says 1st and 3rd. Is that going to be, is that right, Sarah? Is that first and third? Is that correct, or should that be second and third? Friday the second, and then, okay. It is a 3-day tournament? Okay, so it will, okay, I got you. It is a 3-day tournament, but Central will only play 2 of the 3 days. And then Rexburg United on the 8th of November, which will not be quite the caliber.
Club team.
Would not be quite the caliber of those other
Which is interesting. Rexburg or Ricks College used to have power teams in all sports, including football at the junior college level.
And then November 8th, well, then the only other time they'll play in the 2018 is in December. Kalisha Sims, back set, crush it, 10 kills, Kalisha. On the other side, the women will have 2 games at home. Thursday the 29th of November and Saturday the 1st. Well, and then again on the 19th of December against Snow College. That ball is out on a hard attempt on the outside by Cale Bowman. And it's 23-11 Central.
Well, we could have some scheduling conflicts very early on at the home schedule, couldn't we?
Back set. Blocked. Nope. They'll say 4 hits. It's in the tape.
And that's the right call.
Yeah, not a block. And it's game point. CWC looking to take a 2-0 lead against Sheridan. Kalisha Sims the serve. Set, middle, blocked by Central. Touched in the net. Carly and Grace Gregory kind of eager to bat that fruit, that low-hanging fruit down they got in the net. And they will be called. Serving Bowman. It's still 24-12. I mean, the inevitable is looming on the horizon large for Sheridan. Outside Gregory, that's where it ends. As Central takes a 25-12 shellacking of Sheridan in the second stanza here from CWC. They won the first 25-20. They win the second 25-12. Central has won 5 games in a row for the first time this season.
They've outscored them by 50-32 in 2 games.
After being swept yesterday, Sheridan on the brink of it again today as they were on the road in Rock Springs and now on the ropes against the Lady Rustlers here. As we'll go to game number 3 after this timeout. You're listening and watching Rustler Volleyball on Rustler Media.
Rustler Men's Basketball presents its first camp of the new season. It's for boys and girls, kindergarten through 8th grade. The dates are November 3rd and 10th. I'm the new head coach, Brad Schmidt. This camp will focus on the fundamental areas of developing your individual skills, from ball handling, passing, footwork, shooting form, defense, and some simple team concepts. You'll go through high-energy drills and fun competitions with the Rustler coaches and players. For more information or to register online, visit rrecreation.com. Walk-ons will also be accepted on the first day of camp, which is November 3rd.
The one place to go to keep up with the Rustlers is RustlerAthletics.com. You'll find schedules and scores, rosters and stats, along with links to watch and listen to Rustler sports online. Every player, every sport, everything you want to know. RustlerAthletics.com.
Fullerton snaps the porch on a 3.
There's also an app for your phone. Keep up with the black and orange 24/7 at RustlerAthletics.com.
It's been said when you're driving your pickup truck in Wyoming, you feel like the quarterback leading your football team on a winning drive. I'm Craig Bull, coach of the Wyoming Cowboys. Every pickup driver holds the key to road trip success, a fastened seatbelt. Pickup trucks are twice as likely to roll over than cars in fatal crashes. Taking the time to buckle up every trip is the single most effective thing you can do to protect yourself in a crash. Buckle up in your pickup, every trip, every time, and go Pokes. This message is from the Wyoming Seatbelt Coalition.
Final score from War Memorial Stadium in Laramie. Utah State has defeated the Cowboys 24-16. Not sure how it all went down. Cowboys scored with 5.5 minutes left, but I don't know what happened after that, if they got the ball back and had any opportunity to try to score, but Utah State winning it 24-16. We are in game number 3. Central up 2-0. They won the first 25-20. They have won the second 25-12. Want to thank Nate Himes, our director today. Morgan and Jane on cameras, Rachel Stubbs on graphics, Morgan Vanetti and Jane McDonald, our camera ladies at the top of the gym, and Amanda Nikoloff's new media class here at Central. It's new media degree, but they are in the classes they're in for that. And thank you for them, and thank you for watching here on RustlerAthletics.com. We'll be back at you again Friday night when Central will play host to Casper College on sophomore night, and we'll have a bundle of those. Naz Shaheen, Tamara Lukic, Riley Burmester, Taylor Hodges, Courtney Curtis, Riley Hatterley, and Kalisha Sims.
Well, it's a large team, actually. It has all stayed the route, you know, and
ball shot deep. Kamiri there, back set Kalisha off the top of a block, and Kalisha tallies again. 11. And not only does Kalisha have 33 kills this weekend, but she's got a pretty darn high percentage on those connects as well.
I think of the last time Sheridan has led in this at any game, that was like
midway through the second at like 18-17. Or yeah, first one, you're right. Midway through the first one. Burmester serving 1-0 Central. Near side, touch block. Gregory picks it up. Whatcott gives it back to Grace. She'll tap it, but there to play it is Sorensen, but then actually it's Bowman, then knocking it back down is Gregory.
Well, she's really come on this season from what we saw early in the year.
2-0 C-Dub, already leading 2-0. Outside Bowman, cross, count it. 4 kills for Bowman. And into the ballgame comes Shaylin McCutcheon from Hawaii. And serving is Bowman. Back row attempt, Hatterley sends it directional with a set, but Lloyd is there. McCutcheon, touch block by Solon. She will connect, and it'll be her 3rd kill for McCutcheon. Tied at 2s now. Into the net goes the serve. And either I haven't been keeping track, or that's the first service error by Sheridan today, and Central only has 2.
Well, that's quite a night and day difference from some we've seen earlier this year.
For true. Heads up, Sarah's, that's an ace. Kamiri Robinson launches one off the libero for her 2nd ace.
And off an outstanding libero. Robinson's serving has been big in this match.
4-2 C-Dub. Lloyd shanks the 2nd one. That's a nice play, but Carly Connor says that's Christmas for me, taps it down, and it's 5-2.
Yeah, it was pretty much gift wrap, wasn't it?
That was a great play by the 2nd hit. I don't know if it was Taya Ray or who that was, but that was a great play. Lloyd, they go right at her again.
The trouble with that, there was never a 3rd hit was the problem.
Ray with a good left hand. Kalisha to the left side off the top of a block, brought up by Lloyd in the back row. McCutcheon punches it over. Whatcott, Carly, blocked hard by Michaela Jensen. And again, by my feeble stats, just the 3rd block of the match for Sheridan. Central has 5.
Really not a lot of blocks total, in fact, when you think about it.
5-3
Which is the
Lloyd.
Same as our score, by the way.
Right, 5-3 Lloyd serving. Gregory pounds it, but it's dug back up in the back row. Near side, Gregory again off the block of Gallagher and Taya Ray, and Gregory tallies again.
After she gets
4 kills for Grace.
I'm gonna put my foot down right here.
And it's 6-3 Central. Kalisha Sims to serve. Kelly, and someone was in the net, and it was Central. Gallagher with a kill. Point goes to Sarah. Taylin Thompson returns for Sheridan. She will serve. Again, her sister played 2 years for Central last year and the year before. Had a cousin, Brittany, that played for this team for Central as well.
Also played for another team for a year, didn't she, before we got her?
LCCC, as there's another block at the net by Sheridan. Gregory will exit as a Central point, 7-4. I didn't see what happened, apparently. I thought Sheridan blocked that on Central's side, but must have been out.
We'll give it to Brittany Keel.
Central brings it back over. Might have been a little bit of lift action, and that doesn't matter anyway, as Shaylin McCutcheon gets her 4th kill. And into serve comes Tana Sellers. And a timeout, Central. The CWC men's team went 3-0. At Salt Lake, the CWC men's team 3-0 and beat Salt Lake.
That's not typically a recipe for a win.
Yeah, they were shortened jamboree games, but the Central men's basketball team, yeah, little ding-a-ling going on there.
Bear country.
7-5 Central leading 2 games to none. They also beat McCook and Treasure Valley. And also Salt Lake. And remember, Jack Nelson took that team to Salt Lake and pounded them last year as well. And I thought maybe did so shorthanded a couple of guys last year when the Rustler men went to Salt Lake and beat the nationally ranked team at the time. So great weekend for the Central men, 3-0.
That's a team that's almost all new, so it's really interesting to be, getting them together like that.
There's 2 players that came from last year, but really 8
for the most part,
8 to 10 minutes a game for each of them. So a very, very new team and a new head coach in Brad Schmidt. 7-5 Central leading, serving Tana Sellers. Watcott to Burmester. Cross is in. Nice placement by Riley Burmester. 2nd kill of the day for Riles. Kalisha has overtaken Riley as the kills leader on this team after her 30-something performance this weekend.
Interesting, Sorensen checked in from the end of the bench. Oh, that's the point they're making right now.
Carly Connor. Who came in? Solon?
Yeah. She checked in from the outdoor, basically.
There's some volleyball protocol that I'm unaware of.
We're supposed to check in, when...
Yeah, but I see people run off in all different kinds of places.
Yeah, I think I've seen it that far away.
All kinds of different times. I'm not sure.
That's true.
The stickler for detail there as Solon comes in. 8-5, Carly Connor serving. Overpass. Riley says, let's set this up. Watcott.
Been a lot of overpasses for Sheridan in this.
Has to backpedal. Thompson got first piece of it. Near side is Bowman. At the net, that's going to fall over. And it goes out of bounds, and it will be Sheridan point.
That was our 4th rafter hit, by the way.
Kamiri Robinson comes in. And see, liberos, they can come in from just about wherever they want to, apparently.
Yep, it doesn't count as a substitution even.
Gallagher serving right at Maddie May. Outside, Burmester with the left hand again is in.
Looking at Riley's face, I wasn't sure she thought it was in.
Well, and the Sheridan bench and coach saying there's no way that was in, and Riley gets the beneficiary of the doubt.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't she get victimized by a couple of weird calls the last time she was here?
Probably.
So
9-6. Aubrey Watcott serving into the top of the net. First service error since the first game, 3rd of the night for Central. Here comes Taya Ray back in. She's kind of been the hot hand for Sheridan, that left hand for sure, as she...
By the way, that also would explain the Burmester expression that I was telling you about at the time.
Riley powers it through the block. Tough kill, Burmester. 4 kills for Riley down the middle. Gregory in for Maddie May. You get worn out just high-fiving everybody on the bench. when you come out.
And nobody gets to sit down on the bench either. Have you noticed?
Not sure why we put all those chairs out. There's a kill by Michaela Jensen. She is from Forsyth, Montana. That's her first kill. McCutcheon back into the contest and serving Kale Bowman.
Not sure where Forsyth is, but I've heard of it.
Burmester overpass. Whatcott brings it back and then stuffed back down and pushed over, but they'll call a double. There was maybe something wrong in that exchange. I'm not sure if that hit was it, but
something didn't look right. I thought it might have been 4 hits even. I wasn't really sure, but
something was a little wild. But
they gave him the non-funky point.
I think the point went the right direction nonetheless. Kalisha has to come back and get that one, and it's
wow,
in.
They played it an out ball.
Taya Ray touch block. Maddie May, actually Riley Burmester goes after it and can't. Sheridan has the lead at 11-10. I think, isn't it? Nope, that tied it, 10-10. As I look at the instant replay monitor. Fictitious instant replay monitor that we don't have. Left hand, Taya Ray stuffed by Shayna Solon. 3 blocks today by Shayna.
Kind of like your weather copter at 88.1, right?
The traffic copter, we'll work on that. Carly Connor entering in the right place as Shayna Solon comes out. 11-10 Central, Kamiri Robinson serving.
And again, wreaking havoc with that serve.
Nice dig by Burmester in the back. Gregory off the top of the net, that's gonna be 4. And we're tied at 11s. 4 o'clock at KCWC FM. Riverton, John Gabrielson and Joel Kindle courtside with you. Amanda Media, I do that every time. Amanda Nikoloff's New Media Kids keeping us on the air with the sights via the TV control room. Kalisha pounds one. Lloyd is there, but sends it wide on the return. And Kalisha Sims with kill number 12. Some shockwaves maybe through the region when they read scores from the CWC gym this weekend as Gallagher powers one through. And I realize we've still got a long ways to go because Central came back from down 2 yesterday, and Sheridan has, I think, the weaponry to do that, but still Central has played very well.
But you know, you win today, and I'm not saying it's clinching, but you're pretty darn close to clinching a spot, at least in that tournament, I would think.
Well, and like you said, maybe even moving up a seed or 2.
And the hosting, don't forget that.
Yeah, that's not going to happen as Carly Connor blocks McCutcheon for her 3rd block of the contest. She and Solon with 3 blocks apiece. And here comes Maddie May into the ball game for Grace Gregory.
You mean my fictional hosting is not going to occur?
Nope. Even back in the day, you could still win it and still not host. It was on a rotating basis. So overpass, Carly Connor.
I'm trying to keep the hope alive.
Timeout, Sheridan. Central out in front, 14-12, trying to bring out the broom on the Generals. They lead 2 games to none. We'll come back after this quick timeout on Rustler Radio.
Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by Edward Jones financial advisor Mick Pryor. Make sense of investing with a visit with Mick Pryor, located 1 block east of the Riverton Post Office. He provides retirement and investing advice including stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and CDs. It's never too early or too late to start planning your financial future. Appointments are available at 856-6116. Edward Jones and Mick Pryor, 856-6116.
College is hard enough without trying to figure out how to get there. WRTA Bus Lines has partnered with CWC to get you to and from class on time and for free. Simply show your CWC ID and get on or off the bus at the college. And now, they have arranged for pickup from the CWC Lander Center at 6:50 or 9:50 a.m. Monday through Friday. They'll also drop off at the Lander Center in the afternoon and evening from Riverton. Check out the bus schedule at WRTABuslines.com.
14-12 Central leading here in game number 3. They already are up 2 games to none in the best of 5 series here.
And you say you can come back, but I'm thinking that's got to be kind of tightening around the neck a little bit for Sheridan when you're down, because you can play it a lot differently when you're up 2-0 than when you're down 2-0. You can maybe risk a serve a little bit more. You know, some things you can do that the team trailing really can't.
Watcott outside Burmester, cross court. Dug by Sheridan. McCutcheon free balls it over. Watcott set to the near side with a left hand. Burmester overpass. There's Watcott. She got a step in front of Carly Connor, and Aubrey will get her third kill.
And it's interesting, her left-handed hit is somewhat, you know, looks uncomfortable, but it can be effective.
It had some velocity for sure. Maddie May, a tough serve. That one came over. Watcott sends it down the front of Gallagher, and Aubrey back-to-back kills out of your center.
And those 2 points have suddenly made it a 4-point game instead of a, you know, from a 2-point game.
4 kills for Aubrey Watcott in addition. And then Maddie May with an ace off the top of the tape.
And you know it's kind of going your way when you get one of those on a run. And a timeout, I guess you need to call it, but there's nothing your team could have done really about that last point.
And it's your last timeout, I believe, is it not?
Well, we might give one of our media
timeouts.
Yeah,
they have no timeouts left. 17-12 Central. Again, trying to sweep the Lady Generals on the weekend. Not a great weekend for Sheridan if that were to happen.
And again, the coach not in the huddle.
Yeah, I remember Sherry Douglas used to be famous for that.
Yes,
when
she was.
Call the timeout and let the girls work it out.
She wasn't happy when she did that.
Well, and I'm guessing that's maybe the situation here,
you know.
as Jennifer Stadler calling the timeout and not going out on her team. 8th year for Stadler, by the way, at Sheridan as the head coach. She was the interim at Black Hills 1 year, finished 3rd. She played at LCCC and was all conference, all region, and all tournament both years there. And now the head coach at Sheridan in her 8th year. 17-12 Central, Maddie May serving it up. Lloyd,
boy, that was
awkward
looking, yes.
Clanks it back. Watcott back set Connor, has to adjust and out it goes.
Got a touch though.
They did call the touch, and Carly will get kill number 10. And Coach Stadler wanting her captain to go talk to, or was she? I didn't know what that was all about. It was another tough serve by Maddie May.
Another net one too, which is interesting.
McCutcheon stuffed by Connor, but dug by Taylin Thompson. Central getting another touch at the net. Outside, Burmester pokes it over awkwardly as they rattled around all over. McCutcheon blocked as Central was in the net, I think, anyway.
And block out of play as well.
Block went out of bounds and Central was in the net, I do believe. McCutcheon, not a starter today, but she leads them in kills with 5, if that's any indication of how they're down 0-2 right now and down in game 3. Watcott, Connor, and Carly not close enough to the net to try to direct that at the tape, and it falls down on the Central side, and it's 18-14. Serving Tana Sellers. Back row, Kamiri. There's Watcott, goes and gets it out to Burmester. Blocked by Gallagher. Jody Gallagher's first block of the day.
Suddenly tightens up the score to a 3-point lead for CWC. I was looking at the coach to see if the timeout might be coming. She's only got one left, and she might want to be very careful with that.
Sheridan is out of timeouts, as we mentioned a moment ago.
Maybe out of luck here pretty soon.
Short serve. Watcott back sets Connor. Stuff blocked by Gallagher again. Back-to-back stuffs by Jody Gallagher. 18-16. Taylin Thompson on the floor from Riverton for Sheridan. High set to the outside. Burmester touched by Sheridan. Kelly sends it to Gallagher. She'll throw it to the back row. Overpass, jumped up, blocked by Watcott. Out to the near side. That one hits the antenna. That's out. Central back out with the serve and the point at 19-16.
You should get your radio station to sponsor the antenna.
I wanted to mic it up, and they wouldn't let me put a microphone on either side. NJCAA rules. My little hoop mics that I've got, those will be reappearing at the end of this month. Nice play by Gallagher on a quick set as she spikes it home. Gallagher warming up a bit. She's got 4 kills now, and she will go back to serve. 19-17, Central leads by 2 on the scoreboard and the big board at 2-0. Whatcott outside, Burmester with a left hand. It's blocked back at her, but she'll pull it back up. Back row, Maddie May and Kalisha Sims kind of tangled up a little bit. And then a block by Burmester as she stuffs Michaela Jensen.
And again, earlier in that punt, we saw that recovery that Burmeister can do. You know, you think she's out of that play, but she's right back there.
2017 Central, Aubrey Whatcott to serve. Almost an ace, but a dive by Sellers saves it. Cross court, nice placement by Bowman. She's got 5.
But right now, CWC can exchange points and come out here with a win.
Here comes Taya Ray back in for Sheridan. And serving is Brishana Kelly. 4th in the region in assists. Whatcott has to pull that one out of the net and almost takes out the up official, and it's a 1-point game. That first pass, just not there.
Whatcott had to worry about getting into the net, I think, too, to make it even more difficult.
Timeout, Darshea Gallard and the Rustlers. 20-19, Central leads by 1 here in Game 3. They're up 2-0. We'll come back and see how Game 3 plays out after this.
Wyoming basketball fans, the season is almost here, and single game tickets for the Cowboys and Cowgirls are on sale now. Don't miss over 30 home games in the Dome of Doom this winter. The Cowboy non-conference schedule is highlighted by South Carolina on December 12th, and the Cowgirls host Montana State on November 27th. Get your tickets today at GoWIO.com or call 307-766-7220. See you this season in the AA.
Rustler Men's Basketball presents a camp on November 3rd and 10th for boys and girls, kindergarten through 8th grade. Visit ourrecreation.com for more information.
Flu season is upon us, and protecting yourself is important for your family. Washing your hands for 20 seconds with soap and water is a good way to keep from getting the flu. Staying home if you're not feeling well or if you have a fever, and getting vaccinated is also very important. This announcement is from the staff of Wind River Family and Community Healthcare, because Wind River cares.
20-19, our score. Central with a 1-point lead, leading 2-0. Both teams have used all of their timeouts here in this set.
And a 3-0 lead is way better than a 2-1 lead.
I would have to concur on that one. Whatcott sets middle. Burmester taps it over to the campfire. Brought back up on a great pancake by Kelly.
Was it? I'm
Kalisha says, I don't care. As Sims drills it, she's got 13.
After the pancake, she kind of waffled that one.
Maddie May out, Grace Gregory in. 21-19, they lead by 2 with 4 to go.
Picked up some height on that trade.
Outside, near side, cross court. Kamiri is there, but not for a second hit. And it's 21-20. Going back to serve, Bowman. Robinson receive. Grace Gregory in front of the Romero Lloyd. And that one was not even close to being brought back up, and the referee was looking at it like he was waiting for a second hit to perhaps happen, like she got it up. But 5 kills for Grace. 3 points with a 2-point lead, 3 to go. Lloyd battled that one a bit. McCutcheon cross court. Kamiri got a first piece of it, and then she'll get the third hit as Burmester dives and rolls. Back set, Taya Ray off the block will count the kill.
Boy, it's been side out, side out, side out for a while here.
Well, you talk about trading points, and Central at that point could afford and still can at 22-21. Serving is Lloyd, the sophomore from Gillette. Back set, Kalisha.
Well, I wasn't sure Kalisha was going to get there in time, but wow, she did, and made the play.
14 kills, Kalisha Sims today. 36 on the weekend.
Monster point here because you could give you some cushion.
allow for a little bit of error as well at game
and chance taking
at match point is right. Te'ere blocked by Connor, brought back up, and then is it down? It is. I think Central got away with a little bit of a lift perhaps on that.
I really think they did. And
match point Rustlers.
And I don't think Coach Stadler was overly pleased with that call, and I can see her point on that one.
Connor Sims with an ace. No, it's long for Kalisha, and it's 24-22. Service error number 4 by Central, just their 9th of the weekend.
That is an understated stat that's really important.
Yes. We're used to been tallying up 9 or so in a game, or a match, I guess, as Taylon Thompson serves. Central fans on their feet for match point. Blocked back at him. Kalisha, nope, it's going to be Burmester. Boy, they were all over the net, were they not? Nothing called there, sent back over. Watcott, back row, Burmester, blocked it out. And Central has swept Sheridan. Sheridan swept twice in the weekend.
And CWC 6 game wins in a row, too.
Sheridan goes down yesterday 3-0 to Western on the road. Boy, the second place team in the conference goes on the road, and standings may look a lot different on Monday morning.
I kind of let a pterodactyl egg on the road, did not win a game on the road.
They were blanked yesterday, blanked again today. Central is on a 2-match win streak for the second time this season with their...
But against better teams.
Yes, much better teams.
This is the second win against a team with a winning record, and the first was yesterday.
5-17 overall, 3-7 more importantly in the Region 9, and perhaps locking up a 6 and maybe even a 5 seed.
We hate to say that,
exactly.
But
without seeing what Eastern does today. Eastern did not play yesterday, but Eastern does play today.
But Eastern can't catch CWC this weekend even with a win.
You are correct. They've got they're down 2 games now after beating them, but 2 big wins for CWC this weekend as they beat Northwest yesterday. They take down Sheridan today, 25-20 to 12, and then 22 in game number 3.
And their next 2 matches are actually winnable, which I don't know that we would have said that before this weekend.
On the road at Western on Thursday, at home Friday against Casper College. Buckle up for Life Wyoming postgame show coming your way. Stay with us. We'll be back after this. You're tuned to Rustler Volleyball on 88.1.